I'm Elizabeth at A Literary Princess. If you are new here, welcome. I am a 6-year PhD candidate in English literature with a focus on Victorian women novelists. And as you might expect, I love to read. Today I have a currently reading video for you. So I'm currently reading 3 books, all in physical print books and all classics. So let's jump in. So the first one that I am reading is from the library and has no real cover. This is Poems by Currer, Ellis, and Acton Bell by the Bronte sisters. I am just at the beginning of it. I want to read this for a few reasons. One, because I love the Bronte sisters and I've only ever read Emily's poetry. And 2, because this book was published in 1846, which is one of the years I am missing for my project to read a book from every Victorian year. So I figured I would pick it up. The library has a copy, my university library. I do have like a collection of their poems, which I think might be the same ones, but I'm not sure because it separates them weirdly. So I was just like, I have access to this, I'm gonna take it. It also has The Professor in here and a few other things, which I am not reading because I've read them already. So I am not even one poem into this. I started it, I guess it was last night. And it begins with Poems by Currer Bell. So these are Charlotte's poems. The first poem is called Pilate's Wife's Dream. So that's from the biblical story of the crucifixion of Jesus. Pilate is the one that was like giving the sentence and his wife had a dream. I don't know. I don't know the full story. There's a reason that I've only ever read Emily's poems, I think, and it's because only hers are good. Given I'm only half of a poem in, so maybe I shouldn't judge, but I'm not having a great time so far. So I'm really hoping Charlotte gets better as a poet as this goes on, because yikes. Like, just have to get through these and get to Emily's. Yeah, so it's kind of rough right now, but I'm gonna keep going. Next up is a novel that I am loving. This is The Way We Live Now by Anthony Trollope. I am 260 pages in so far, which I've finally gotten up to where I stopped reading when I started reading it in 2023. So now I'm like finally getting to new stuff and I'm like, yay! But I'm loving this, absolutely loving it. There are so many characters, there's so much going on. I am particularly invested in Henrietta Carberry, who is the daughter of Lady Carberry, the writer, and the sister of Sir Felix Carberry, who is a degenerate baronet. I like her a lot. I'm also pretty interested in what's gonna happen with Marie Melmotte, the daughter of Mr. Melmotte, who is incredibly rich, but seems to have gotten his wealth through some sketchy means. So, of course, I have a few characters that I particularly like, but I'm liking all of them. I'm very interested in all of their stories. It's not one that I'm like, when we go from one person to another, I'm like, oh man, this person. Like, I'm really just enjoying all of them. And Trollope's a great writer, very funny, kind of scathing social critique. So I cannot wait to keep reading this. It's just so good. And the last one is also a novel, but it is in French. This is The Stranger by Albert Camus, or L'étranger. I am 16 pages in, and it started on page 9, so somebody else can do that math. But yeah, I'm not very far in. This is really hard. So this is my second book that I am reading in French. And the first one I read had notes. It was meant for English speakers who were learning French. This one is not. It's just in French. And I am having to look up a lot. Like, there is a lot of stuff that I am understanding, which I'm like, cool. Like, it feels good. But because Camus' writing, like, it's not super complicated prose, like the way some Victorians are. Like, it's pretty straightforward prose, but the ideas that he is dealing with are what is complex. So sometimes I'm like, I know what these words mean, but I don't understand what he's trying to convey. So I am doing a lot of looking up. I think I need to change my system for how I do this and start actually annotating and writing in the English translations of these words that I'm looking up so that I'll kind of remember them better. But yeah, this is so hard. It's so hard. And I'm kind of like, should I just give up? But then I'm like, no, don't give up. Of course it's hard. That's the point. But I'm like, am I really gonna get anything out of it? Because another thing, with the last book I read, it was Charles Perrault's fairy tales. I had read most of them in English before. I've never read The Stranger in English before. This is just my first time encountering it. So I'm like, should I have read it in English first? But then I'm like, I kind of want to experience it for the first time in the language it was written in. So, I don't know. I'm gonna keep trying and we'll see what happens. It's very difficult, but like I said, that's kind of the point. Of course it's hard. It's my second language. I'm actually doing this so that I will get stronger at reading in my second language. But yeah. Not easy. So I'm only very few pages in, like not even done with the first chapter yet. So originally I was gonna be like, I'm gonna read a chapter a day, and then the first chapter is like 30 pages. I was like, that might be a bit much, but we'll see what happens. We'll see. So that is what I am currently reading. Let me know down in the comments below. Have you read any of these? What did you think? What are you reading right now? If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to see more of my bookish content. It has been great chatting with you. I will see you soon. Bye.